Route 66 through western Oklahoma is incredible. There are amazing scenic vistas. There's so much countryside to see, plains and prairies and endless vistas everywhere. There are at least 2 world-class Route 66 museums within 35 minutes of each other that have all kinds of amazing displays, everything from local Oklahoma history, national Route 66 history, the classic days of neon and roadside attractions, Dust Bowl history. I mean, so much to see, plus all the old motels and the little towns along the way. The stretches of Route 66, they sort of parallel the interstate most of the way through the region on the way to Oklahoma City from the west. But if you keep following the historic part of Route 66, you end up places like this, on this 1930 original bridge over here. This is when America's highways were first being paved. This is a very bridge that cars would drive over in the Dust Bowl on their way to Southern California towards the hope of a better tomorrow. We've had a weird mix though today of rain and thunderstorms and heat and sun and wind. And it's nice to pull over on that section of old 1920s and 30s original pavement and kind of take a break over here on this bridge just to reflect, because we're on sort of a short timeline, London and I, my son, on this father-son recon trip of Route 66. We only have a few weeks to get to Chicago and back, so we made the executive decision that if there's any bad weather, rain and such like, that would be the portion we mostly see from the car and we don't see on camera as much, given that filming and photographing takes a lot more time than simply looking. But I think the more that you travel anywhere, not just on Route 66, the more you learn, it's less about the destinations, it's less about a checklist, each of these amazing trips, each of these journeys, and more about what you see and, more importantly, who you meet along the way. Now, as many of you know, what got me into traveling in the first place is I was in a punk rock band for years and years, and I traveled across America, mostly on the interstate, and more as I traveled, the more and more I'd pull off, or the more and more people's houses we would stay at in small towns, the more of America I started to see and fall in love with. So of course, when Randomland began, that's when I really started to fall in love with all the stories, places, and faces and people across the country. But even at the beginning of my filming journey, as we started to travel across the country and make these documentaries everywhere, I had the good fortune to have many friends scattered along the highways and byways of America from my band days. But in the course of filming Route 66 over the last 7, 8, 9 years, and Randomland for more than a decade now, I've also had the good fortune to make many new friends along the route. And as we approach Oklahoma City here from the west, I'm getting more and more excited to see one of those friends who lives nearby. Like me, is a little wacky, a little different, might have a little bit of a screw loose in a good way. A friend I'm really excited for my son London to go and meet. An incredibly talented artist who lives just off old Route 66 in Oklahoma City in a very nondescript looking house from the outside, which in true you can't judge a book by its cover style. Inside is so weird, so different, so unusual that I call it the Oklahoma House of Wonders. Welcome everyone to the House of Paul Snyder. This is what I always call the Oklahoma House of Wonders. Now, the last time I was here was 5 years ago. I filmed the world's first action figure museum and then the OKC Wonder House. But if you saw that episode, don't worry, because everything here has pretty much completely changed. Now, my friend Paul is like a super talented artist. He's a painter, he's a musician, and he builds life-size replicas, life-size statues. I almost don't even know what to call him. No joke, he's one of the most talented, weird, creative people I know. He's a sculptor, a painter, a decorator. He's a collector, an enthusiast, and there's so much weird stuff in his house that you can see already why I call it the OKC, Oklahoma City House of Wonders. This is my friend Paul. How you doing, Paul?
Hello.
You're not the biggest fan of being on camera and talking on the camera. You like to leave most of the talking up to me. But how long have you been doing this stuff?
25 years.
25 years. And you had an old house, the original House of Wonders, with how many life-size statues in it?
What, about 30?
30 statues and tons of your paintings, obviously, a lot of your artwork. And then tell us what happened to all of that.
2013, F5 tornado took everything.
F5 tornado hit Paul's house and destroyed all of your artwork. Like all your
Pretty
life-size
much. I
statues.
saved a couple of like the Iron Man, but everything else.
And like that was years worth of work.
Oh yeah.
Just gone in a flash.
All right. Well, we lost our house in 2013, and it was a really weird day, but I had the most amazing feeling that all I own are the clothes on my back, and it was absolutely okay. I knew we'd rebuild. I knew I'd, have a lot of crazy things, but my relationship with things totally changed. They're just things. And, the most important thing is that I survived, my wife survived, our cats survived.
Dude, and one more thing survived as well.
And these 3 Iron Man actually survived. They were all crushed up. And I wasn't going to pick them up, but after a month of looking for cats, I decided if they survived that, they deserve to be here.
So you made these, right?
Yeah,
like
they're made out of what you're standing on.
you made this from like foam and
These were
scratch.
foam, and then these were just sculpted and 3D printed.
And obviously when you made them originally, they looked all smooth and clean, and now they're battle damaged. But like it's like they were in Endgame, but actually these survived an F5 tornado that totally destroyed your house.
Mm-hmm. They were under all sorts of rubble and insulation.
So everything in the Wonder House now, and there's been lots of stuff that you've sold off or got rid of between the last time I was here and now, but everything in here that you've created has happened basically since then. Since 2013.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so you're like living proof, dude, that you can start over anytime. It's never too late to start over.
That's right.
And it's never too late to create. So before we even get started on what's in the Wonder House today, we're sort of in the garage, and he just had a big garage sale, sold off some of the pieces that he didn't feel like holding on to. And check out Scarlett Johansson right here. She has very good taste in hats and bodysuits. Paul created this. Look at this. He created the sculpt. He has to paint it, do the eyes, do the makeup. Same thing with the Grinch over here. Check out the Grinch. He's all dressed up. Sometimes they're an amalgamation of costumes you can purchase from a store, or masks you can purchase from a store that will be repainted. Sometimes they are completely sculpted and molded from scratch. Sometimes Paul actually sits there and creates the costumes from scratch. Check this out over here. You got Catwoman in the form of Anne Hathaway. Look at that. Dude, that is so sick. Freaking Dark Knight Rises Catwoman over here. Dude, look at this freaky Megan doll that Paul made. Okay, that is like right in the uncanny valley, Paul. That is freaking me out a little bit. Ah!
Maybe he'll see that, maybe he won't.
There's Dolly Parton's head.
You find all sorts of
Oh man! I'm glad we're starting in the boneyard because I'm finding all kinds of bits and pieces that didn't make it out during the last crazy yard sale. Look at Henry Cavill over here. I didn't know he was bald. We're learning all kinds of stuff today. Oh, and check this out. The search for Spock is over. The reason that you're seeing so much different crazy stuff is that because Paul changes things all the time. Last time I was here, he had built his own Star Wars Toy Store in here. Right under my feet where we're standing, he built his own Blockbuster. Last time he had a Starbucks built in his house, his own little Starbucks. Dude, and I'm talking full on like the shelves, the signage, when he did the Starbucks, like the seats, the cups, everything, all the accoutrement. Paul creates all this stuff just out of the sheer urge to create this stuff. But he also sells it, so it's also art. So if you see something here you really like, you might just get lucky enough to buy it. Somebody has purchased Taylor Swift over here. Somebody's starting a new era of decoration in their house with this piece. It's so freaky because all of these, I feel like they're going to talk to me. Look at Brad Pitt. He is not impressed with the way I'm filming this video. He's not impressed that I started with Taylor Swift. He's like, dude, I've been famous way longer than her. He's like, Legends of the Fall, ever heard of it? All right, now we're going to leave the boneyard and head into the house. But don't look at anything behind me. We're going to start from the beginning. We're going to start at the front of the house because there's some rad stuff out there. Okay, right when you walk inside the front door, you'll see a painting. This is a full-size print of a painting that Paul collaborated with this guy right here, Desmond Mason, and they gave this painting to George Clooney. Look at that. That was in the New York Post. So Paul is a very talented maybe not super famous artist, but he is a professional fine artist. And look at this. His wife, Kaya, did this. Kaya is super, super cool. Also doesn't really want to be on camera. But she did this painting. So you just got creativity everywhere in here. Okay, last time I was in here, this was Hogwarts. There was a balcony with all these Harry Potter life-size figures that Paul had created. Now it's sort of this rad piano lounge full of incredible autographs. Check this out. Look, the Cats cast, you got Wicked. So you have all these musicals here, Phantom of the Opera. And then over here, there's an autograph collection, which normally I'm like, okay, autographs, that's cool. But there's some pieces in here that are super impressive. Like, dude, you know how hard it must be to get a freaking crocodile hunter autograph? Kaya was saying earlier, if there's another tornado, that's the one she's ripping off the wall. Dude, look at this. Dolly Parton is on there. Chuck Norris. And wait a minute. Whoa! There's Chuck right now. It's freaking Walker, Texas Ranger. And guess what, guys? Chuck Norris is a Random Land fan. So apparently this piece is a wax museum piece, but it had been all damaged and destroyed and it's ready to get thrown on the bonfire or something. And his face was all mashed up into a pile of clay. And Paul reconstructed him, repainted him, fixed him all up. And dude, this is so weird. His beard feels so real. Is it weird that I'm touching your beard? Please don't kill me, Walker, Texas Ranger. I don't want to tell you who all these people are. You're going to have to do like my friend Adam the Woo would do, some Columbo-like research on them. But as you can see, tons of rad autographs from everybody. So he'll get inspired. Dude, no freaking way. No freaking way. Hippie Longstocking, Mr. Nielsen! This is something I totally identify with, and if you've ever seen my office at home, which is full of action figures, it's basically like a little toy store, I totally get the artistic thing of like finding inspiration and placing sources of inspiration all around you to keep your creative juices flowing. I don't have this much space, maybe one day. And look at this, here's a screen-worn outfit from the movie Chappie. There's Hugh Jackman right there. And this isn't one of Paul's creations, so this is somebody else's creation, the actual figure. That's a screen-worn costume. And doubtless, you know, that's going to be inspiration to create some of his own pieces and study the way other artists have done their work. And case in point, here's Paul's version of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Look at him in his orange jumpsuit. Now, he was here last time, so that's a familiar face in the house. Dude, I've done some wood carving and kind of minimal sculpting. You know, I've used Play-Doh in my time, but I've never created something like this. I mean, that's freaky. He looks like he could just start talking to you. I don't know how he looks on camera, but I'm telling you, walking around here sometimes, you got to kind of look over your shoulder like, whoa! Oh, it's just Hugh Jackman. Oh, Walker, Texas Ranger's here. He won't try any of his tricks on glaze on me. It is kind of unnerving, though. I thought, like, I was just about to say, like, oh, I'm used to it from last time I was here. You know, last time I was here, I was like, there's eyes on me everywhere, and it was kind of freaky. And I was just about to say, no, this time I'm way more comfortable. And then, hello. Hi. I know I didn't see the Jungle Book. I'm going to get to it. Obviously, so many books over here, including the best book of all time that you can order right now. Hey, look it. I hand-painted this piece right here. You can order that right now at randomland.com. All right. This is one of my favorite pieces because this is your self-portrait. What's it called?
I'm still a work in progress.
Still a work in progress, as are we all. And wait a minute. Paul. Johnny Depp? I heard about all that stuff that happened, Johnny. I heard about it. I heard. Uh-oh, I think I offended Johnny by bringing up the past. He looks a little grumpy. Okay, look at this. This costume on Johnny Depp right here. The Johnny Depp obviously was made by Paul. Look at that. Freaky. He's even got the pores and everything. But the costume is screen worn by Johnny Depp in Secret Window. So this was here last time. I think this is probably never leaving the collection until the next tornado comes and blows this off to Oz. This is crazy because if we were in a museum, I wouldn't be allowed to touch this. Luckily, it's in Paul's private home, so I can just, hold on, just like, Johnny, now I know what Johnny Depp smells like. He smells like wine! Dude, and this rocks. Look at this. This has become like a gem display over here on the kitchen counter. You've got all kinds of collectibles and weird rocks, like an orange calcite. Wait a minute, I forgot to put in the crystals. Oh snap, before I forget, there's a guest bedroom in here. Got to check out what's going on in here. Dude, look at that. Do you guys know what this is? This is a sign that was from Disneyland. Look at that. Disneyland, Magic Kingdom Club, park use sign. Because yes, for all you Florida people, Disneyland was the original Magic Kingdom. Walt called it the Magic Kingdom. That was his name for it. So Walt Disney's original Magic Kingdom is in Anaheim, California. Hate to inform you, although I love Magic Kingdom in Florida as well. So you got all the Disney-themed stuff in here. And speaking of Disney-themed stuff, well, at least in this century, look at the droid collection in here. Man, they've been to Galaxy's Edge a few times. Oh, look at Kaya's ear collection. Up here, they're big Disney fans. That's how we connected. And they've come out to Disneyland and visited my antique store booth, so there's all kinds of weird stuff in here that I recognize every once in a while. Wow, look at all this stuff, the popcorn buckets. And this is the guest room, so if you love Disney and you're lucky enough to be Paul's guest, you get all of this, including the world's largest Barbie doll. Face look familiar to anyone? Created by Paul in her Elsa outfit from Frozen. Look at that. That is Margot Robbie as Elsa. I didn't know Margot Robbie was this short. I always thought she was a little taller. I got the feeling Paul might have put this new head on someone else's body. Oh, yep, confirmed. I just found out this was originally Salma Hayek under there, so that's why Elsa's a little well endowed there in the front, if you know what I'm saying. But there you go. There's Margot Robbie as Elsa. And this is the guest room. This is awesome. I mean, if you got a sleepover here and you're sleeping the first time at a strange house, who better than Margot Robbie to look at you while you sleep? I'd way rather have her looking at me while I'm in bed than freaking Maleficent over here. Dude, you know what? I've noticed that Paul keeps Brad Pitt in the garage, but Angelina Jolie gets to stay in the house. What's up with that, Paul?
No fighting in this house.
Look at that. That is one of Paul's creations, Angelina Jolie as Maleficent. Obviously, she's been enjoying Galaxy's Edge as well. But look at this right next to her. This is Paul's custom creation of Tom Cruise, looking as serious as ever. I think this is COVID-era Tom Cruise, looking very grumpy at the crew. But look at this. I get the feeling they don't actually enjoy each other's company much. Both of them kind of look upset. And I think they must not care for whatever Paul's cooking up for dinner. I think they wanted something else to eat but rocks. Yeah, it's a good thing these two never got hitched, because that does not look like a friendly relationship there. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We need to bring Margot Robbie out here. I need to see something. We've got a discrepancy going on over here. I don't think it's like this in real life. Look at how short Margot Robbie is compared to Tom Cruise. Now, no offense, Mr. Cruise, but everybody knows, it's like a famous thing, that Tom Cruise is not all that, how do you say, tall. He's a little vertically challenged. In fact, one might even say in real life he's known for being a little short. And then Margot Robbie's supposed to be very tall, so I don't think that... Wait a minute. Typical Hollywood Tom Cruise tricks. He's standing on a box. He's a cheater. Maverick, how could you? Oh, but you know what? Margot Robbie looks a lot happier with Tom Cruise than Angelina Jolie did. Somehow she looks happier. The farther from Tom Cruise, the happier she is. Okay, obviously my favorite thing are the life-sized figures, but that is not all there is to see. You can see London over there exploring the vastness. And clearly, Paul and Kaya have been watching TV, reading books. They've been doing something because there's some big kind of inspiration going on in here. Paul just told me what it was. They've been watching the show Bridgerton, because look at this. Next to the Beauty and the Beast live action version inspired kitchen, they have got this beautiful dining hall now. And look at all this. Dude, they did all this stuff. Look at the clouds on the ceiling. Look at this portrait of Kaya that Paul did on the wall. That's his wife right there. That is beautiful. And then wait a minute. Here's Paul and Kaya right here. The king and queen, the lord and lady of the manor. Look at, we got some beautiful jewelry in here. And the greatest gem of them all. Look over here. Down underneath that painting, check out those drums. Steve Smith's drums from Journey. Look at that, to Paul and Kaya. Don't stop believing. Okay, that is cool. Dude, look at this. Paul's got the real Mona Lisa in here. Nobody tell what's it called? Dang it. Yeah, nobody tell the Louvre. But this is the coolest thing of all. Since the last time I was here, when this was a back patio, there's been a little addition to the Oklahoma City Wonderhouse. Look at the Hall of Mirrors. It's like a full-on Palace of Versailles in here. And down at the end, look at the size of that Disneyland sign. This is Paul and Kaya's great room, and it's I gotta say, it is a great room. I mean, not only is it large and sumptuously decorated, and it goes with their whole Bridgerton obsession theme right now, but it's also a great room because this is the room where the cats are hanging out. Look at that right there. That down there is Boba Pet, and this is Bender, like Futurama. Don't look outside, guys, at the other animals. We'll see those in a minute. This is crazy. Last time I was here, this was a back patio. There was nothing in here. Granted, that was 5 years ago, and we've all survived the apocalypse since then. But look, you can sing, you can dance, you can swing a lightsaber. Ooh, in fact. Oh, ignite the green. Wow, 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 wow. This is a great room. Don't tell Paul I played with this lightsaber. Oh, hey, Paul! And I told you guys, Paul is a musician, not only a great drummer, guitar player, but I didn't even know this till now, a piano player as well. And look at this, even Michael Jackson looks impressed. Why are you running away? Come on, man. Gotta play the tunes. Dude, look at that guy right there. I don't think Paul made this one. I think this is like one of those crazy high-grade silicon replica things, but dude, all of a sudden I really want a Pepsi. Oh, dude, what palace would be complete without a treasure chest? That's been here. I think that was in the old house, in the old display when we had Jack Sparrow around. Look at Big Al right there. There's a bunch of Disney collectibles and treasures. Oh, Kermit the Frog. I love Kermit the Frog. And then check this out over here. It's frickin' Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee, he's keeping an eye on Michael Jackson, dude. He's making sure Michael Jackson's not up to any shenanigans. Look at that. Bruce Lee doesn't put up with nonsense. You guys know. Oh, don't you mess with the fists of fury. Don't you mess with the dragon. He will enter your chest with his fist. You know, Paul, my friend George is a big Bruce Lee fan.
Really?
And he's always talking about, you know, like Burt Ward always says how he used to spar. You know, Burt Ward, Robin, used to say he used to spar with Bruce Lee and how he could totally take him. So I'm always like, dude, George, Burt Ward totally could have taken Bruce Lee. George is always getting upset like, oh, dude, those are fighting words. And I'm like, yeah, but Bruce Lee can't fight back now. So Burt Ward wins by default. I don't know about back in the 60s, but Burt Ward could definitely beat up Bruce Lee now. Was that? I took it too far. I took the joke too far, guys. I took the joke too far. Run! Okay, all this stuff is cool. All this stuff is great, but I'm totally distracted. And it's time we went from Bruce Lee to Bruce Wayne, because back here, past the kitchen, past the beautiful Journey drum set, past the rock collection, past Walker Texas Ranger, is the coolest room of them all. First, we have to see some of Paul's beautiful paintings over here. Look at this. No place like home. Paul's got great taste in hats. Look at that. All the best artists, they wear those R for Adventure hats. You can get yours at randomland.com. These are beautiful, dude. This is crazy. I don't know how you did the... I need some art tips from Paul Snyder when this is all over. Okay, but past all of that, past the beautiful art, ignore the Star Wars for a moment, is all of this. Oh, hi, Kaya. Hi. There's Paul's other half right there. She's going to run for her life, I can tell. Look at this, dude. Holy Halloween store, Batman. Would you look at the size of that Batman collection? 6 life-sized Batmans are hanging out in this room. Everything from Battinson to Batfleck, all the way back to the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Michael Keaton, as Batman. In Batman Returns, apparently, because the cow's a little pointy. And check this out. Check out the Returns armor. Some of this stuff is cobbled together from Halloween costumes and other various bits and pieces that Paul finds or collects. But this right here, this face, that's all Paul. Dude, look what a good job he did. That is Keaton's freaking kisser right there. And look at, there's freaking Val Kilmer. Oh, dude, I love me some Val Kilmer. A little Doc Holliday as Batman action. An underappreciated movie because it's very Joel Schumachered, but there's some redeeming qualities. I didn't think that Val Kilmer did a bad job, dude. I think he got a bad rap as the Bat. But you know what? He got paid well, just like George Clooney, so those guys can't complain about how they were received. Look at this. Christian Bale as the Dark Knight rising up here in this room. Of course, we saw his lady friend there in the garage a minute ago. Batfleck, who I never cared for. Sorry, Ben. No offense, nothing personal. Just, your Batman's a little too mean. Well, that's kind of this guy. Where are the other Batmans going? And everybody knows I got a 1989 Michael Keaton Batman obsession. But I have to tell you that the apple-headed Twilight Batman, you know, the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman, honestly not bad. I actually kind of enjoyed it, and I'm actually looking forward to the sequel. Kind of hope they changed their Joker design. Wasn't super stoked on the way the makeup looked, but the movie was super well done. Watched it a couple times. It's probably a little too long. Actually, I'm surprised myself, dude, because I never took to Batfleck. I loved Christian Bale. Christian Bale was good. Didn't like the other two guys really that much at the time. Actually, I'm looking forward to this. Here's the thing about the Christian Bale Batman, dude. I don't know if you can ever outperform Heath Ledger as the Joker. And check out Paul's Heath Ledger Joker. He looks good. He looks like he's staring right at us. This is the creepy thing. In real life, looking at him, he doesn't look like he's looking at me at all. Like, I can't make him look at me. He looks like he's looking every direction but at me. But then I point the camera at him. He's looking right at you guys. Something about you. He wants to know if you want to watch him make a pencil disappear or something. Whoa! And then we got the Joaquin Phoenix Joker right over here. You know what's sad? I still haven't seen that movie. I know. I still haven't seen the Joker, which is totally bizarre. Here's a couple of Paul's Iron Men over here. I'm not sure which ones he made and which ones are just collected.
This one I made, this one I made, and this one I just painted it. We drove all the way to Indiana to get that, just the mold.
But you made this.
Yeah, those are just sculpted, and then
So you sculpted this all
and then it
over
was
here?
cast in fiberglass. I did not do that.
No, but you actually did all the sculpting of the armor. Out of
Right.
what?
You use like clay and then also like foam-based stuff.
And then you had someone
Then you
cast
plastic
it in
dip over
fiberglass.
it, and then
No
fiberglass it.
way. Oh, dude, look. And these are great. I mean, this is art, and this is art. Paul works in all media. Because look at those paintings right there. Yes, look at the dock up there. And there he is. Robin Williams. Peter freaking Pan. We got Gandalf up there. Protect that man. We need Gandalf to stick around for many years to come. There's Iron Man surviving the tornado. There's an alien. I think that's just a purchase, but still, there's a freaking alien. See, look, that could be in the guest room staring at you. I think I'd rather have Margot Robbie by my bed than that thing. Oh, and then look at this. There's all kinds of fun, all kinds of fun stuff. Look at this vintage Star Wars stuff. Oh, the 12-inch Kenner figures are some of the coolest figures of all the figures. Look at this. Original 1985 Air Jordans. Oh, there's some Back to the Future Part 2 shoes up here. Those things are hard to get. Those are like hen's teeth. And look at all these cool screen-used movie props, including this stuff. I'm going to have to let Paul explain this stuff to you.
This is some of the makeup kit for Freddy Krueger, my friend Bill Forsh, right there. He's the one that did the prosthetics and makeup.
From the original one.
From the original series. I think this might have been 3 or 4, but still in the 80s.
Yes.
80s Freddy. And he sent me this magazine with everything, and I looked through every page and trying to find an article on him or Freddy, and I was like, why did he send this? And then it dawned on me, because it's the one he's actually holding on the makeup chair. And I was like, that's why he sent it.
Okay, that's funny, because I would have done the same thing. I would have been looking at like, where's the picture? Why did he send this to me? Because he's holding it.
He's holding it.
And that's the actual one, right? Not just the same issue?
That's the actual one, and then there's the kit.
So that's Robert Englund. Like, this is the kit that dressed up the actual OG Freddy Krueger.
Mm-hmm.
Got him ready for work every day.
Yep.
That's something rad, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's rad. And you're friends with the guy.
Yeah.
That's so... You're friends with everyone somehow.
Well,
you're friends with me.
It's good to be friends with everyone.
You're friends with me, and that's all that
That's
really
right.
matters, though, for the purposes of this video. I'm always giving Paul a hard time every time I see him because I'm like, dude, I wish you just had a place, like a little museum or some kind of little attraction, because I want more people to see your stuff in person, because it is fantastic on camera. Very cool, Paul. But I feel like some more folks got to hear about this. Look at that. Paul created the Terminator right there. I am the creation of the Paul Snyder. And I am also the creation of the Paul Snyder, but I'm kind of a mixed match of pieces and parts. And I am a purchase. I was painted by the Paul Snyder, but I was made by someone else because I'm made out of the weird freaky silicone that kind of feels like real skin, but only of a dead person because it's not warm, it's cold, and it's weird. And I like to go to the Grand Havana room and have stogies because I'm a stud. I can smoke a cigar in my house, and Maria can't say anything about it because we are divorced and she lives somewhere else. But now I can get my son-in-law, Chris Pratt, and he will come and have the stogie with me, and we'll have the cohiba. You don't scare me, Mr. Governor. Mister! Come on. Vote for me. Come on. You can make me president. Come on, do it. I was governor. Never mind the law. Come on. Hey, man, you might not have liked Arnold as governor, but he'd make a way better president than this guy. This guy's plans all go awry. Whoa! But you might want this guy. I didn't even see you down there. This guy would make a good president, right? He's all about family.
And great Scott, look what we have here! We've got to save the clock tower! Justin Scott, it's so surprised to see you here! We gotta get back to the door, we go back to the 1.21 seconds! We gotta get to watch the president, and we gotta get the thing of the almanac and get it back moving forward, future back to alternate 1985! My God, it'll be beautiful!
Somehow my Doc Brown turned into Nixon. That's the best Arnold I've probably ever done in my life, guys. Like, that's the best Arnold streak ever. And the worst Doc Brown of all time.
You gotta keep the balance, though.
Yeah.
If they're
The
both,
universe gives, the universe takes.
Yep, I balanced it out with my horrible Doc Brown. In all seriousness, I don't do politics at all. I don't pick sides. I love everybody, and I don't care, and I don't want to ever discuss it. We don't do politics on this channel. But I would vote for Bucky for president. Bucky! I'd vote for you. Bucky! Won't you vote for Bucky, guys? Vote for Bucky. Oh, guys. Don't get too excited. But Gal Gadot is here. And boy, is she shiny. Look how shiny she is. She's giving King Tut a run for his money with the shininess and the gold. We got Chewbacca over here. There's a very special Chewbacca. But first, before we get to Chewbacca, look at this. Princess Leia, dude. The original boss lady of science fiction. Look at that dress. That is incredible. That is a Paul Snyder creation right there. Look at her face. It's freaking Carrie Fisher. And look at this. Look how short she was. I didn't know Princess Leia was so small. She's like Allie sized. I'm homesick.
Chewbacca, I modified and painted like just a costume, but then the head is actually made by Scott Festerner, who did stuff for both Galaxy's Edges in the United States, and he also worked for Lucasfilm and did some effects and things for the shows. When he shipped the head, he actually hand-drawn a bunch of stuff on the box, and then I think
You threw it out?
I think so.
Oh no! But that's rad though. So,
one day, yeah.
so he's like a little piece of like a combination. It's almost like a collab between you and a real ILM/Disney guy.
There you go.
So that's cool. So that Chewbacca's kind of legit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Have you done a Baby Yoda yet?
No.
How have you not done a Baby Grogu Yoda thing yet? Come on.
I painted one, but
Okay.
but not made.
So you messed with the little Baby Yoda,
Yeah.
but you haven't done your own from scratch.
Right.
I feel like I might have just inspired your next creation.
I did make a baby Grogu, but I made him in carbonite and I sold it for it went in a children's charity auction.
Okay, this is cool. A couple more of Paul's paintings. Above these guys, though, these are some original pieces of Hollywood history. So here, you've got Donald Sutherland's gloves from the Hunger Games. R.I.P. Donald Sutherland, who apparently just died, and we didn't even know because we were on the road. Marilyn Monroe's personally owned gloves. That's crazy. And then here, these are some leg irons. These are from Harry Houdini's personal collection. And Paul got these from Disneyland at the magic shop, showing those back in the past. But for years, they didn't really have many pieces of Houdini stuff for sale in there. And apparently, they've been getting some more lately. It shows up every once in a while, so keep an eye on the magic shop in Main Street if you're a big Houdini fan. And then look at this. It's freaking Whitney Houston's dress. And there she is with it. Not to mention, the guitar is apparently a replica. But look at Van Halen's little, it looks like an amp case. It looks like a head case. But this is a road-used case. Eddie Van Halen's. Apparently Slash owned it after that. Now, it's in the Oklahoma City House of Wonders. But look at this. This is probably, a lot of people would think this was maybe the coolest, craziest piece. Now, that's Michael Jackson's corduroy shirt. There he is in it. Man, 80s kids will lose their minds over that. Okay, and then this is it. One of my favorite parts of the Oklahoma City Wonderhouse / House of Wonders, whatever you want to call it. The movie theater. And dude, the movie theater has got a major upgrade. And I'm not talking about what's playing on the screen. There's my video about Gunga Din filming locations. No, Random Land was on the screen last time, so that's not an upgrade. You can't upgrade beyond Random Land, right? No, look at this. It's gotten a re-theme, and the theater is now the Haunted Mansion theater room. Check out those freaking cloud things right there. Look at this almost like coffin platform. You got your hitchhiking ghost plushes. You got your Madame Leota, your blinking Madame Leota over there. This is incredible. You got the stretch portraits. You had a little bit of a Bob Gurr signature down here. Check that out. A little Bob Gurr action from the same antique store where I have my booth. It's called the Antique Station in Orange, California. If you ever get a chance to go there, look at the ceiling. That's incredible. And check out the crazy Haunted Mansion wallpaper. Look at the bat stanchions up there. Okay, that's cool. Hold on. I'm trying to step on this platform, make sure it's safe. And look at that. These are the bat stanchions from the Haunted Mansion. You got the guys holding the candles, the gargoyles. And Paul and Kay can actually watch movies in here, invite over friends. There were real theater seats in here before, but they've been swapped out for those more modern, like leather seats that lean back. So it got a little more comfortable, a little more spooky. But there is one thing left in here that I'm glad has never gone away, and that is the balcony seating with frickin' Statler and Waldorf up in there.
Hey, get this guy out of here! Yeah, he's no good at this show! We want Adam the Woo! Yeah, give us Adam the Woo!
Hey, I'm trying my best here, guys. Dude, I love everything about this freaking house, and I love everything about my friendship with Paul, because not only do I collect stuff myself, so I love seeing people's crazy collections and their pieces of art. I love the creative spirit. I love people who create things that are unusual, not run-of-the-mill. So whether pieces came from Halloween stores and costumes or wherever they were custom made, I love everything about the Oklahoma City Wonder House. In the first place, as a collector myself and a professional appreciator, I love seeing people's crazy collections. I love themed entertainment, and I love when people do creative stuff like theme out their houses or their rooms. I love seeing people's collections, you know, of anything. Even if it's stuff that it's not my thing, I'm not personally like something I wouldn't collect. I love seeing it. I love checking it out. And how could you go wrong with Hollywood memorabilia, Disney stuff, rock and roll stuff? You got pop stuff. You've got all these life-size creations, and that's what I was going to say. That is the other thing, is that I absolutely, hey, wait a minute. That used to be my guitar. I sold that to Paul, my autographs on it. I'm part of the Wonder House. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. As a creator myself, I like to carve tikis. I like to paint. I like to make art. Nothing like this, of course. I'm not on Paul's level, but I love seeing other creative minds at work. I love seeing the spaces that people create to be creative in, and obviously Bucky doesn't find it that fascinating, but I do. I love that Paul's a musician, a painter, a sculptor, a collector, an appreciator of all this crazy, cool pop culture, inspirational stuff. And Paul's got a very inspirational story, not just with the tornado, but other stuff in his life that I find absolutely fascinating. He has all the reasons in the world that he could have been bitter or given up or gotten grumpy or created all this dark, macabre art. Speaking of art that he's created, look at this costume that he created himself for a film he was in, a short film called Mary Margaret Road Grader, J.R.R. Martin thing. I don't know too much about it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just love that the creativity never stops. Paul truly never stops creating, never stops imagining, never lets all those circumstances. I mean, your whole house being taken away and flattened by a tornado, that would put a cramp in my style for a while. Not gonna lie, that would take me a long time to recover from, if I ever would. So the fact that he never slowed down, kept creating, has taken every opportunity to let things inspire him, keep going, keep creating, and do everything from cheeseburger paintings to helping Kay with a cosplay that's gonna include, look at that, freaking Olaf droid, to going crazy, creating their own palace-like space and adding a room onto their house that looks like something from a freaking French palace, not like your typical living room in Oklahoma. I'll tell you that much right now. Every time I see him adding something new, doing something new on Facebook or on Instagram or any of those things, I just lose my mind. I'm like, dude, I want to check that out. I want to see the new collection. I want to see the new room. I want to see the new painting. Kay has got her paintings in here too. The Rock is enjoying it. He can't stop. He can't keep himself from enjoying it. In fact, I think he's enjoying it a little too much, honestly. Yes, it's a private home. It's not open to the public, and you basically can't see this unless you reach out to Paul, and every once in a while he'll give somebody a tour, so you could try your luck. I'll put Paul's contact information down in the description. After all, he is an artist, and every once in a while he'll have a crazy fire sale of stuff. In fact, we're here right after, like I said, kind of a big garage sale, so a lot of the life-size figures have gone. But here's the thing about Paul. I know that once something goes away, all he's doing is making space to create something new. and something new, and something new, and something new. That is why every time I come through the Oklahoma City area, I have to make a stop at Paul Snyder's House of Wonders and see what's shaking, because I guarantee the next time I come back, it's not going to look anything like this. And I already told him, I made him promise me he's not allowed to sell Michael Keaton from the House of Wonders. If he ever goes anywhere, I get first dibs at least. Because look at that thing. That's like the ultimate action figure. That's awesome. And by the way, spoiler alert, after the last time I was here, I convinced Paul to do a life-size version of the coolest guy of all time. No, that doesn't work. I'm not that guy. And by the way, spoiler alert, and by the way, spoiler alert, after the last time I visited, I did convince Paul to do a life-size version of me for a prank we were going to do and a whole thing. But then we had a global pandemic and people freaking out and the world was all crazy and it's in storage and we're going to have to hold on to it for a future adventure. So that is a spoiler. Hold on to that. Put that under your hat and smoke it or do whatever you need to do. But yes, I'm only saying that to you. I'm only letting you know that spoiler just because I know there's going to be a bunch of people like, dude, he should do one of you. We're way ahead of you guys. We're like 5 years ahead of you.
Right now, I just crossed the Illinois line out of Wisconsin. I'm going towards Bloomington, so I was like, I wonder if Justin's going to be at Route 66 in Bloomington.
We're so close, dude, but we're so far away. You got to get to the OKC House of Wonders, dude. You got to come to Paul's house. It's awesome. Okay, I don't know how much left there is to see, but Paul, if people want to see your work, where can they see it at? What do they do?
Instagram and Facebook, Art by Paul, all together.
All together, just that's it. Art by Paul. Hey, dude, that's super simple. And maybe they can reach out and ask for a tour of the Wonder House.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you're going to give it.
Right, but they can
ask.
Yeah.
They can see
If
what's
they're
going
in
on.
town, yeah.
And then they can follow you so they'll know when your next garage sale is, because that's the ultimate hookup, dude. I kind of want to go rummaging around in the pile before I leave, dude.
Load up your car.
Yeah. Dude, like how about getting Michael Jackson in the booth or whatever this is? Uh-oh, somebody's a little screwy. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Johnny Depp? I heard you were in bad shape. I'm glad to see that's not all true. Paul and I are discussing future possible art trades and swaps. So, I've been doing signs and carvings, and he's always making something rad, but I just had to show this sign really quick. Okay, I think we've seen all there is to see inside. It's almost time for our adventures to continue away from Oklahoma City and keep going up Route 66. Down to Backpack Head.
Backpack Head, I changed out the eyes. They're more realistic than painted the whole thing more realistically. And then the body's a big piece of foam. And these are all rugs that I bought like on eBay and Amazon.
You made a tiger out of rugs.
Yeah, so I made like a full-size tiger.
Dude, you're a madman. That's what I love about you. You're crazy like a fox. Okay. But I've got to thank the wild, wacky, wonderful, creative Paul Snyder at Art by Paul, everybody. Check it out. I'll put a link down below in the description for letting us come and tour the Oklahoma House of Wonders, the Oklahoma Wonder House, the Wonder House of Oklahoma City, whatever you want to call it, for letting us tour his private art gallery of epic creations. For now, we've seen it. We'll come back when it's different. We've done our duty, and until next time, we can go home and sleep well. This is Boba Pet. Boba Pet won't let me Boba Pet him. He's a little too shy right now. But he's so cute, Boba Pet. Boba Pet. Boba Pet. I like how I just got here. I'm all excited to film stuff, but now I'm just filming cats. They're so cute. See, I knew it. I knew you would have already done it. I was like, how have you not done a Baby Yoda? They're like, no, I haven't. No, oh, wait, I did. I did him in carbonite. He was for a children's charity auction. Yeah, that's true. Paul just said, that should go on your headstone, because I just said,
I just thought of something stupid. That would be great. That's a great epitaph. Okay, here we go.
Mr. President, hello? I'd vote for this president. Look at Bucky.